Welcome back to the Wrestling Rundown, ladies and gentlemen. This is the time where we take a break away from the mainstream. We talk about all the independent wrestlers that work their asses off. We just recently watched Wrestle Kingdom 9 from this past weekend.
Show.
I'm loving independent wrestling, Japanese wrestling, so much more. We saw some
fantastic from start to finish.
Absolutely, 3.5. It was WrestleMania
Japanese edition.
Yeah, definitely. Let's talk about, we had a lot of singles matches, we had a lot of tag team matches, but the opening tag team match for the IWGP tag titles, we had Forever Hooligans, Rocky Romero and Alex Kozlov taking on the Young Bucks, taking on
the Time
Splitters, all vying for the championships, which are being held by Red Dragon. Red Dragon would retain, but all four teams, phenomenal. But unfortunately, this would be the last show, potentially forever, for Alex Kozlov, because it looks like he's taking in what he calls an indefinite sabbatical. A lot of people are claiming that this is his retirement. He went on Twitter and thanked Rocky Romero for being an amazing tag team partner, thanked all the fans for their support and all the things that he's done. So this could potentially be the last time we see Alex Kozlov. Still really young.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna say that I'm predicting it's Alex Kozlov's retirement, because I feel like that theory, while possible, is again internet wrestling community reading too much into something. Because how often do people, especially young people, go away and then stay gone?
True.
Like wrestlers in general. It takes a lot for somebody who's as dedicated to the business as Alex Kozlov is to be gone and stay gone permanently. Usually doesn't happen. There's usually one or two breaks in your career before you call it quits for good.
Yeah. But regardless, Alex Kozlov was part of a great match at a great show. And speaking of great matches, we have a specific segment that Mr. Kevin Hawk likes to host. 5 matches everyone should see, where he highlights 5 of the greatest matches from each of the different promotions. And this week we have Shimmer, women's athletes.
Yeah, Shimmer Women Athletes.
Women athletes.
Fantastic promotion. They don't do shows as regularly as many promotions do, because basically they produce their shows just to be sold straight to DVD. So you get 2 shows. Usually they do both their shows on the same day, and it's 2 shows about every 4 or 5 months apart. And I mean, this was the first time I had heard of a fully functioning all-female wrestling organization, with the exception of some referees and Dave Prazak doing play-by-play.
Yeah.
Completely all-female roster. They do have dark matches prior to the shows, where sometimes male wrestlers will come in and wrestle the dark match, especially if it's the same weekend that they're in the same city wrestling for a different promotion. All the shows are filmed in the Berwyn's Eagles Club, so a lot of the same guys who you'll see in AAW will be there during the dark matches and stuff. So a lot of good stuff comes out of Shimmer, and a lot of names that you recognize nowadays.
Absolutely.
As far as the women's wrestling division is concerned, of the past and the present.
Yeah.
I mean, Chantel Taylor originally came from Shimmer before she became Taylor Wilde in TNA, and had a great run as the TNA Knockouts champion.
Absolutely. Beth Phoenix.
Beth Phoenix. That's where I saw her first, prior to her coming in and being one of the most dominant divas in WWE history. Natty Neidhart.
Yes.
Natalia. Tyson Kidd's wife. The caretaker of his cats. Fantastic stuff she's done there. And then Amazing Kong.
Yes.
Who's Awesome Kong, who just made her return to TNA.
Yes, she did.
If you're one of the few 100,000 people, or whatever it was, that watched.
368,000.
views of the new Destination America Impact.
And then also a current, just this past year, graduate from NXT and current NXT divas, Paige and Becky Lynch.
Absolutely. So many different people have passed through. Cheerleader Melissa was Raisha Saeed in TNA. And a lot of other people that you've seen doing one-off stuff at TNA and WWE.
Yes.
Kind of stuff, including Blue Pants.
Yep.
Leva Bates. So I decided to pick this because the very first time I got a Shimmer DVD, somebody got it for me, from a used DVD store. I don't remember who got it for me, but they was like, "Oh, I thought you'd be interested in this," because they knew I liked wrestling, and so I watched it, and I put it in, and it was Shimmer Volume 1. The very first Shimmer show.
It's a good place to start.
And I was completely blown away by this show. And I felt like this was on par with any wrestling show I had ever seen. And for it to be, this promotion's Volume 1, this first show, that to me was a big statement. And the fact that it's an all-female promotion, the whole idea behind this, Allison Danger talks about on that volume, is that it's, they wanted to prove it could be done and done successfully and tastefully. Which they do, because they're still going.
Yeah, they are.
So, without further ado, the first match on 5 matches not to miss, Shimmer Edition, is from Shimmer Volume 1, November 6th of the year 2005. Sarah Del Rey versus Mercedes Martinez in a match that would go to a 30-minute time limit draw.
This is a badass match.
It blew my mind. I thought that match could have been on WrestleMania.
For sure. I mean, you have, the Sarah Del Rey is training divas at NXT right now.
Yeah.
Mercedes Martinez is just all around a badass chick, and these two go straight at it. There's so much physicality, so much athleticism that, this is by far WrestleMania caliber. This is better than most diva matches at WrestleMania.
Yeah. And that's not even the main event of the show. That's the pre-main. Because they would have Daisy Hayes versus Lacey as the main event. But yeah, that match, half-hour time limit draw. And that would set up a feud because these two would go at it in the later editions of Shimmer like 3 or 4 more times.
Wow.
Yeah, and it was great, and that's where it started my fascination with Sarah Del Rey. And a lot of people, that was a female wrestling dream match for them because Shimmer was bringing together females from all around the country to the center of the country, Illinois, in that area, the Midwest region. And so you got a lot of pairings in Shimmer that you didn't see on many different cards because Sarah Del Rey, trained by Bryan Danielson, was primarily a West Coast staple, and Mercedes Martinez was almost an exclusively East Coast staple.
Oh, okay.
So this was a meeting of the East Coast, West Coast fantasy dream match.
They met in the middle and they tore it down.
They did, absolutely. Match number 2 on this list is a 2 out of 3 falls match that comes from Shimmer 5, May 21st of 2006, and it is between Daisy Hayes and perhaps one of my favorites of all time, Rebecca Knox, who is now known as Becky Lynch on WWE's NXT. 2 out of 3 falls match. Becky Lynch's character is basically what developed the most out of this match. As Rebecca Knox, she was playing a heel with a very seemingly baby-faced demeanor, high energy, and cute and polite, but then would always break the rules as soon as the referee's looking the other way, kind of thing.
Kind of what you see on NXT right now.
Yeah.
She's a little more rude on NXT because she's hanging out with Sasha.
Yeah. So I'm gonna let you guys find this one. By the way, by finding this one, it means good luck, because like the first 20 editions of Shimmer on DVD are not available. They're sold out, except for 1 and 2 you can get as a combo pack.
But they are all being released this year in March.
Yeah, Dave Prazak told me that they're going to be re-releasing the current sold-out volumes of Shimmer. And they're working on getting a Shimmer channel for people with the Roku streaming device.
Very nice.
Okay, so now we're going to fast forward 2 years into the future. October 19th of 2008, Shimmer Volume 21. A tag team gauntlet match, I know you'd like that, to determine the first ever Shimmer Tag Team Champions.
That's awesome.
So the match starts out with the Pink Ladies, which is the Australian tandem of Jessie McKay and Madison Eagles, against the Canadian Ninjas, Nicole Matthews and Portia Perez. It also includes the Suicide Blondes, Jennifer Blake and Lufisto, the International Home Wrecking Crew of Rain and Jeddah, the Experience, Lexi Fife and Malia Hosaka, and the eventual winners of the Shimmer Tag Team Championship Gauntlet, Ashley Lane and Nevia, who would then defend for quite a while the first ever Shimmer Tag Team Champions.
Now, one of the teams that you said, Rain, that is Madison Rain, correct?
No.
No?
No.
She did go through.
She went through Shimmer too, under a different name.
Oh, I thought it was Rain.
No. And the International Home Wrecking Crew, Rain and Jeddah, was a playoff of the Minnesota Home Wrecking Crew, which was Lacey and Rain.
Oh, okay.
Rain retired not that long ago, actually.
Oh.
Yeah, so, I mean, tag team gauntlets are always fun to watch. And the fact that you have a lot of clashing styles in this match. Lexi Fife and Malia Hosaka, very old school, hence the name The Experience. The Suicide Blondes, Jennifer Blake Lufisto, very rough and tumble team. The Canadian Ninjas, very small, petite, fast-paced women. So a lot of good chemistry and a lot of good combinations in there. 10 editions later, exactly. Shimmer number 31 is where we get match number 4 on my list. And it is a Shimmer Championship match. Now, during this time, between Volume 5 and to where I'm at now, they had a tournament to determine Shimmer's first ever champion. And so it's gone on quite a while. And coming into this championship match, Mischief is the current Shimmer Women's Champion. And on April 11th of 2010, she defended it and lost it to Madison Eagles. Madison Eagles is known for having one of the best runs as Shimmer Women's Champion.
Oh.
This is also the first time I saw Madison Eagles. She was wrestling for Chikara, but she was the Shimmer Women's Champion at the time.
Oh, okay.
And I was looking at it as like, okay, at the time she's really the only female on the Chikara roster. This is during Chikara's feud with the BDK. So the BDK had Sarah Del Rey and Daisy Hayes.
Right.
But I was like, oh, the only real female on the Chikara roster is Madison Eagles. And the fact that she's on the Chikara roster and is the Shimmer Women's Champion meant a lot to me that, oh, this Madison Eagles chick is awesome already. Even if I only get to see her in one match during this King of Trios 2011 weekend. I was like, fantastic. So yeah, it's a good start. She was on a 2 or 3 match winning streak before this, and would successfully defend the title, I think, 8 times.
Wow.
Prior to this. So that would give her a 10, 11, 12, somewhere in there match winning streak of singles matches. She'd also be in a variety of tag team matches during this era. But almost every single tag team match, or multi-person tag team match, 6 women tag team matches and 8 women tag team matches, she'd almost always be on the losing team.
tag teams were not her forte.
Apparently not.
Much better in singles competition.
Yes. And then finally, match number 5. We're going to go a year later, March 27th, 2011, to Shimmer Volume 40 for just a tag team match. And I decided to add this one in there because of 2 of the competitors in this match being 2 of the most popular divas currently in the WWE roster. Team number 1, the Knight Dynasty. So a lot of people know there's a big wrestling family over the UK, the Knight family. And this was Saraya and Brittany Knight teaming together. Brittany Knight is now who we know as Paige in the WWE, former Divas champion. Pretty rad to see her there, very young. And they're managed by Rebecca Knox, aka Becky Lynch. Great chemistry between Becky and Paige.
Yes.
And good playoff of with Saraya.
Yeah.
Too. And they would be going against the team of Regeneration X, Allison Danger, and Leva Bates. Now, Leva Bates is currently who I would consider probably maybe the second most popular, if not the most popped for diva in NXT. Blue Pants.
Blue Pants.
So, yeah, I mean, think about it. Paige and Becky Lynch and Blue Pants all in the same commingling.
Yeah.
Blows your mind, doesn't it?
And this is...
Probably not.
This is 3 years ago.
2011. March of 2011.
So, like, yeah, almost 4 years ago.
Almost 4 years ago. And, like, 2 months from now.
Huh.
So, you know, good luck finding these matches.
But if you do, they're definitely worth it. Because, to see an all-women's wrestling show is a completely different style, a completely different
Totally
feel.
Experience.
Yeah,
Total new experience.
Yeah, it's absolutely phenomenal.
It's the precursor, I say it's the precursor to the also now popular promotion Shine.
Yes.
So, awesome. You know, there needs to be more of these, I think.
I agree.
More of these, or a way to get it out on a bigger platform. I would like to see there be a successful all-women's promotion with a weekly television show.
Unfortunately, the problem with that is I feel like WWE, with the way that they portray their divas on a more regular basis, they put a bad taste in people's mouth with women's wrestling because they treat it...
Especially in the past years.
They have a tendency to treat it like a joke.
Nowadays, it's reflourishing again.
Yes.
I feel it goes through seasons of it's prominent, it's stupid. It's prominent, it's stupid. Right now, we're getting a reflourishing of it.
Yeah, it was good from 2001 to 2005, and then it died off. And then, like, 2006, 2007, and then it was really shitty from 8 until about 2013. So, yeah, it has 5 to 6 year spurts where it's real good. So, I don't know. Maybe the fact that we have Paige and Blue Pants and Becky Lynch, we've got a good chance of something like Shimmer being brought to a bigger stage.
Let's make it happen.
Let's do it.
Somebody, praise Zach.
Come on, Dave.
You're getting the Roku channel. Next step, TV show.
Yep, the Shimmer Network.
All right, so that's enough for my 5 matches not to miss. That's the time limit draw between Sarah Del Rey and Mercedes Martinez. The 2 out of 3 falls match between Daisy Hayes and Rebecca Knox. The tag team gauntlet to determine the first ever Shimmer's tag team champions. The Shimmer Championship defense of Mischief defending against Madison Eagles. And the tag team match of the Knight Dynasty versus Regeneration X. If you have seen any of those matches, comment and let us know what you think about them. We think they're great.
I've seen a couple of them. I haven't seen them all.
So, yeah, let us know. And if you know of Shimmer, comment and tell us what you think about Shimmer.
Yeah.
I'm going to shoot it over to you because you've got some stuff to talk about from the new TV tapings that just happened for Ring of Honor, including the debut of Alberto El Patron.
I do indeed.
And the Top Prospect Tournament.
So right now, spoiler alert.
Skim ahead.
If you on a regular basis watch Ring of Honor TV, skip about 10 minutes into the video because I'm about to give you full results for the next 4 TV tapings. They recorded 4 episodes on January 3rd at the Nashville Fairgrounds, a show they dubbed Winter Warriors. In a pre-show match, which this isn't spoiler, so if you're still sticking around, Cheeseburger defeated Chris LaRusso with the Schoolboy.
Woo, Cheeseburger!
So go Cheeseburger. But then we started episode 1, where we had Roderick Strong defeat Mark Briscoe with the Strong Breaker, which I'm pretty sure is that...
suplex drop to the back breaker.
Yeah, it's so freaking cool. We had Nigel McGuinness come out and make the match for later in the show, Michael Elgin versus Hansen, a number 1 contender, to face Jay Briscoe for the ROH title. He would also tell Tommaso Ciampa that he's not fired, but that he owes him one because Nigel went to the higher-ups and got the whole situation, figured out for Tommaso. Tommaso says that he wants a title shot because he beat Jay Briscoe in a match while they were over in the UK. Elgin comes out and reminds everyone that he beat Ciampa at Final Battle, so he has no place in there. They kind of go back and forth, and Nigel decides that instead of just one-on-one, that tonight's main event will be a triple threat match, adding Tommaso Ciampa to the Elgin versus Hansen winner to face Jay Briscoe. In our first match in the Top Prospect Tournament, Will Ferrara defeated Jay Diesel with a roll-up. Truth Martini was a little upset at Jay Diesel for losing the match, but Jay Diesel made it up by jumping Will Ferrara after the match and beating him down. And in the main event, Elgin, Ciampa, and Hansen ends in a disqualification, and the match is thrown out when a referee gets knocked down, and a huge brawl ensues. So, who's number 1 contender? We'll have to wait and find out.
Find out during your results.
Yes. Episode 2, we open up with Kazarian defeating We open up with Kazarian defeating Cedric Alexander
That kind of a funny name.
Yeah. With the Unprettier? Huh. Yeah. Does he have a move called the Unprettier? I was not aware.
I think it might be the Kill Switch.
Maybe.
I'm prettier.
Then in our second Top Prospect Tournament match, we have Donovan DeJac defeat the Missouri Madman Jake Durden.
God, Jake Durden was my pick to win.
With a knee to the face, and the Decade was watching from ringside.
We know that Decade's looking for a new young boy.
Yes.
Top Prospect Tournament is going to be your best place to look.
Yeah. Adam Page has graduated to the Decade. He's an official member, so they're looking for new young boys to fill the spot. Alberto El Patron is being interviewed. He's talking about how he's not a sports entertainer and that he's looking forward to getting a shot at the ROH Championship. Truth and Jay Lethal interrupt him. Lethal says, Ring of Honor Championship, that's nothing. It's the TV title is what's important. And Alberto says, okay, well, if that's true, then let's fight. Let's have a match tonight. And Truth Martini says, no, if you want a shot at the ROH TV title, get in line, and then they take off. Nigel then brings Jay Briscoe out to talk about the title situation, and Jay Briscoe says he wants a 4-way match against Elgin, Hansen, and Ciampa for the match. Nigel says he'll consider it. Jay says, all right, that's cool, and he calls out the Kingdom. He ends up facing and defeating Matt Taven with a Jay Driller. Bennett attacks afterwards, and Jay is saved by Mark. And this will be setting up for a tag team match in episode 3, where we open up where the Briscoes defeat the Kingdom by disqualification after Jay gets hit with the title. And after a little bit of a beatdown, the Briscoes are saved by ODB. Mm-hmm. ODB making a return and evening up the odds. So now, jump forward on the 24th, where we'll be getting the semifinals and finals. We have the Kingdom and Maria Kanellis taking on the Briscoes and ODB.
I want to see that one.
So yeah, that'll be a fun match. In our third Top Prospect Tournament, the Beer City Bruiser defeats Mikey Webb with a DDT.
Woo!
And then in our main event, Alberto El Patron defeats Christopher Daniels via the Cross Arm Breaker. The House of Truth attack Alberto, who is then saved by the Addiction. So,
all right.
So the Addiction making kind of a face turn.
Birdie making some friends.
Yeah. And who better than Kazarian and Christopher Daniels?
Yeah.
And then in our final episode, episode 4 opens with Moose, who is flanked by Stokely Hathaway and Veda Scott. He defeats the Romantic Touch with a spear. Not sure that was too difficult. This note is slightly awkward. I'm not exactly sure what happens here. The Decade, who was supposed to be in 6-man tag action, would apparently defeat a group of local wrestlers who apparently were security guards earlier in the night. It was Adam Page, Jimmy Jacobs, and Chris LaRusso, who lost a cheeseburger in the pre-show match. Chris LaRusso was having a trial as a young boy. Adam Page would get the win with a move he calls the Adam's Apple. But then B.J. Whitmer would beat up Chris LaRusso because they lost the match? So the Decade won, but the Decade lost.
If they won, I don't think they lost. I think if they won, B.J. Whitmer's just being a douchebag.
Probably.
If they lost, B.J. Whitmer's still being a douchebag.
And then in our...
Do you agree with me, Steve Corino? I bet you agree with me,
bet he
Steve
does.
Corino.
And then in our final Top Prospect Tournament first round, we have Ashley Six defeat Dalton Castle with a choke slam.
Dang it, he was my second pick to win.
I know.
My first and second picks to win are both eliminated.
Yep. So you'll have to go back to the drawing board on that one.
Still picking Dalton Castle.
He's gonna make a return. Adam Cole would come out to address the crowd since his loss at Final Battle. He would set up a chair in the ring. He'd have a microphone. He would look at the camera, drop the microphone, and flip the camera off. And then walk away.
Man of few words.
And then in the main event, we had Jay Lethal retain the TV title in a triple threat match against ACH and Matt Sydal.
That's one I can't wait to see.
I am excited to see that. We should be seeing that in about 4 weeks. So the beginning of February, probably. But that is it for ROH TV tapings and results. We're going to get into a little thing that we actually found just recently. Beyond Wrestling is holding, I believe it starts the 19th, January 19th. They're doing something called the Rawlternative, hashtag Rawlternative. And
It's R-A-W alternative.
Yeah. And it's not to deter people from watching WWE. A lot of people are taking that as for what it is. What they're trying to do is they're trying to bring more awareness to independent wrestling and making it more well known. And for the first see if I can find it here. For the first show that they're doing, there's going to be streaming matches from different promotions. We got AAW, AIW, Beyond Wrestling, C4 Wrestling, Dreamwave Wrestling, Hood Slam, Inspire Pro, Interspecies, and SLA Pro Wrestling. So all kinds of different promotions are allowing these guys to stream their awesome matches. The card so far set for the January 19th show. We have the Young Bucks versus Super Smash Brothers, courtesy of Smash Wrestling. We have Ricochet versus Josh Alexander, courtesy of Alpha One. And Chris Hero versus Colin Delaney, courtesy of Squared Circle Wrestling. So, got a couple of good matches already set up, and I think it's cool that they're trying to inspire people to watch more independent wrestling and understand that independent wrestling is out there.
Is this going to be on their YouTube page?
Yes, it is. Let me get back. I'll toss it over to you for
upcoming events.
Upcoming events, and I'll find the YouTube page real quick.
All right. Well, speaking of Beyond Wrestling hosts their next show, Hit and Run, on the 31st of this month. There's going to be 4 matches announced so far. There's an open challenge, Team Pazuzu, which is a 5-person stable. It is Chris Dickinson, Pinky Sanchez, Jaka, Mike Drastic, and Angel Ortiz are doing an open challenge to anybody who wants to try and challenge them in a 5 versus 5 match. I'm guessing Colt Cabana and perhaps 4 other people, hopefully, will answer the challenge. If not, watch the YouTube video if you want to know why that's my guess of Team Pazuzu destroys Colt Cabana. Then we have a first time ever meeting between M-Dog 20 Matt Cross and Anthony Stone. They have a match they're labeling as the fucking tag team match. Chris Hero and JT Dunn will take on Biff Busick and Drew Gulak. And then the CLL Chile Lucha Libre title will be on the line in a ladder match. Shinron the Spirit Dragon defending against AR Fox. I think that's going to be a great ladder match.
Absolutely.
Do you have the Beyond Wrestling thing yet?
Beyond
Wrestling.
Yes.
Where can we
Beyond
watch
Wrestling,
the
the
Raw
Raw
alternative?
alternative will be on youtube.com/Beyond Wrestling.
Awesome. All right. We got more shows coming up this month, though.
Shit.
We've got Chikara, a new start.
Chikara.
Which is on the 25th, a Sunday, right before the Royal Rumble. So you'll have time to watch this if you're there live.
Speaking of which, people who are in the Philadelphia area, the day of the Royal Rumble is a packed day for wrestling. Because at 1 o'clock at Dave & Buster's, we'll be having Chris Jericho will be moderating a debate between Bruce Pritchard and Eric Bischoff about the Monday Night Wars. That'll end just in time for you to go to Chikara's A New Start. And that'll end just in time for you to go...
Literally walk down the street.
Right down the street to the Royal Rumble. So, January 25th is a wrestling
if you're
day.
in the Philly area, do all this.
Do it all.
Yeah. So New Start is in the 2300 Arena, formerly known as the ECW Arena. We previously announced that Chuck Taylor will be cashing in his 3 points to face the Grand Champion Icarus.
Yep.
But more matches have been announced since last week's episode.
Yes they have.
Ultramantis Black is going to be going one-on-one against Juan Francisco de Coronado. Eddie Kingston is going to be taking on the former Kid Cyclone, Kevin Condren.
Yes.
And in a 6-person Atomic Coast match, the Colony, Fire Ant, Silver Ant, Worker Ant are going to be taking on the BDK contingency of Jakob Hammermeyer and Piki Sanchez along with Soldier Ant.
Yeah, and so now there's the potential of the gift from Delirious. Is that going to give Jakob the ability to control Soldier Ant?
Yes.
Because towards the end of the Cybernetico, Jakob was having trouble with Soldier Ant.
Mm-hmm.
And so is that going to allow him to gain a little bit more control over him and possibly have him be a full-fledged member of the BDK?
Yeah. That'd be neat, I think. And so that's going to be a fun show. More to be announced, much more to be announced. I know Cindy Bacabella has posted an open challenge.
So an open challenge for the entire Wrecking Crew?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what he has posted out. Open challenge to face the entire Wrecking Crew. So
interesting.
Takes a lot of shoes to fill up that fight.
10 to be exact.
Yes. A couple days before that Friday on the 23rd, AAW presents Chaos Theory from Marionette Park, Illinois. So far, only 2 matches announced. Still, Dan Lawrence and Marcus Crane defend the tag team titles against Ryan Boz and a partner of his choosing. And Eddie Kingston defends the AAW title against Josh Alexander. Also, they just announced that this will be the AAW return of DJ Z of Impact fame. And I know that Chris Sabin is scheduled to be on the card. Plenty of other people.
Nice.
So that's going to be fun. Those are all later this month. But we do have quite a bit going on this upcoming weekend. While you're watching this probably, it's going down, my guess. Saturday, we've got CZW, To Live Is To Die. Quite a few matches announced for this. The Nation of Intoxication takes on Matt Tremont and Stockade. Speedball Mike Bailey versus Alex Cullen. Chris Dickinson versus Bucks Belmar. Team Tremendous versus the Beaver Boys. Joe Gacy defends the Wire Championship against Jonathan Gresham. The tag team titles are on the line. Ohio is for Killers. Defend against The Body and the God, which is Pepper Parks and Demetrius Papadon.
Oh, yeah.
They're a stable collectively known as The Body, the Bomb, and the God, because Cherry Bomb will be in their corner.
Oh, okay.
And then Black G's defends his newly won Combat Zone Wrestling Championship against former champion Sozio in an ultra-violent street fight.
Oh, Jesus.
So
Black,
more of what we saw.
Jesus.
More of what we saw at Cage of Death to come between the champion and former champion.
It's too much, man. It's too much.
And if the ultraviolent scene isn't your thing, you could go on to WWN Live or DGUSA.tv and find...
Which that link is down in the description.
Yes.
Along with all of our favorite indie promotions. You can follow we got their websites, we got...
Twitters.
We can get...
Twitters.
I don't have Twitter. You know, we'll compile a whole
Yeah.
Twitter, YouTube, website list. Always be in the description of the indie news segment every single week.
Yes. So Dragon Gate USA Evolve putting on the Evolve 36 and Evolve 37 shows this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So on the 9th in Ybor City, Florida, Evolve 36. Last week I announced that Johnny Gargano is going to be defending the Open the Freedom Gate Championship against Caleb Conley. I went to the website earlier today to make sure to see if any new matches have been added to the card. This match was actually taken off the card, so I don't know what the deal is. Gargano is still scheduled to be on the show. I don't know if he's going to be making a DGUSA title defense. But if anybody knows what's up with that, below in the comments, please.
Interesting.
But still, the grudge match between Drew Galloway and Roderick Strong, Ricochet versus Timothy Thatcher, and Biff Busick versus Trevor Lee, as well as newly announced matches. Rich Swann is going to be taking on Anthony Nese, and AR Fox and Uhaa Nation are going to be going against the Bravado Brothers in tag team action.
I feel bad for the Bravados.
And then the next night, on the 10th in Winter Park, Florida, Evolve 37, Drew Galloway defends the Evolve Championship versus Ricochet. We have Roderick Strong versus Timothy Thatcher, Uhaa Nation versus Biff Busick, and AR Fox versus Trevor Lee. No new matches have been announced since last week. So yeah, those are a lot of cool upcoming shows this weekend and next-ish weekend.
Yes.
Nextest weekend.
Nextest weekend.
Weekend after next.
Yeah. Man, yeah. I love indie wrestling.
Me too.
Me too. You know, I'm gonna go back to Wrestle Kingdom real quick. We were completely blown away by this this
whole
entire show was just phenomenal. And I'm gonna remind you of something that you told me yesterday while we were watching it. We're gonna have a secret annotation.
Yes. Yeah.
You want to tell everyone what they can look forward to in that secret annotation if they can find it?
The prettiest dropkick ever.
Yes. Legitimately the prettiest dropkick ever. The title match at the end, Okada versus Tanahashi, was just was amazing.
Yeah.
We had a couple different appearances from the Bullet Club. We had the shoot fight. The two MMA guys just go.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
The whole show from top to bottom was fantastic. We had Shelton Benjamin, D.H. Smith, and Lance Archer all on one team.
Yeah. Holy crap.
In an 8-man tag with another Japanese dude.
It was so good.
The whole show. Watch it. Wrestle Kingdom 9. It's not hard to find. It's kind of posted all over the internet.
Yeah. We're not going to give you links because that's bad.
Bad.
We're not going to do
But
that.
if you go and find it yourself...
YouTube and Google are things.
Yeah. They exist.
But that is it for Indie News this week. Be sure to check out those 5 matches that'll be down in the description. All of the Twitters, the YouTubes.
I don't think those 5 matches are going to be down in the description. These matches are hard to find.
Okay. Try and watch the matches that are down there in the description.
If you are in the Portland, Oregon area, email me, and you can come over and watch 2 of them.
Yeah.
In my wrestling DVD collection.
Let's have a wrestling rundown viewing party.
Sure.
That'd be fun.
Let us know if you're in the area.
Yeah. But yeah, all of our information, all the indie news information down in the description.
More
like, favorite, subscribe.
Videos.
More
in
videos
this
over
playlist
there.
Over here.
All of our WWE stuff, our midweek wrap-up stuff that has Lucha Underground and NXT. It's the stuff you want to look for. And we're getting close to the Royal Rumble, so if you want to know who all's going into the Royal Rumble, what's going to be happening in the Royal Rumble, check out the Raw review and the SmackDown rundown. But pick a video.
I'm a video?
You could be. Maybe you're an annotation to a video of a really pretty dropkick.
Church.